The Good Championship is quickly approaching. I've broken it down in 5 steps how to get ready for this tournament and how you can get ready for a tournament too. Tournament golf is a different beast. It's not your casual round with your friends. It's pressure packed. And the Good Championship is 63 players for 12 spots and a qualifier. I'm one of those players. So I'm gonna give you my game plan and you can take this game plan and use it in your next tournament also. So let's get after it, baby. Let's go. All right, you're probably wondering, Luke, why are you not on the golf course? That's how you get prepared. Well, what if I told you that is not the most important part, is mental game. Mental game is the #1 game changer between everyone. If you have a great mental game, you will play great golf. So what do I do to get better at mental game? So I read through a book, it's called The Winning Way to Golf in Life. I highly recommend it. I've already played 2 tournaments this year so far. One of them I won, the other one I didn't even come close to even sniffing qualifying. And I'm gonna walk you through my steps of playing a good round versus a bad round, because I've been through it both this year. And it all came down to one thing, mental game. So first and foremost, you do not hype up a tournament too much to where you're like, I have to qualify through this. You don't need to think that way. You need to think, this is just another tournament. I'm gonna do my steps to get prepared for this tournament, but do not overhype it, because that is when you will start to really think about it all the time. Trust me, been there, done that. I've done it a lot. I've done it recently. One thing that I do in my mental game is talk through shots when I'm playing really good. However, my other qualifier, I really wasn't talking through my shots a lot. I was just looking at it and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna hit this club. Bad decision, because bad shots resulted from that. When I'm playing really good, I slow down a lot. I think through a lot of things. I slow down when I'm walking, and just thinking process, I slow down a lot when I'm playing really well. So that is not what I did in the other one. I sped up. And when you speed up, scores speed up faster, and you're like, wow, I just walked away with an 8. How the heck did that happen? How did I just 3-putt from 10 feet? Also, when I'm playing really good, I don't think score. I just think of each shot, focusing on each shot. When I'm playing good, I have smart tee shots. I know exactly where the ball's gonna go. When I'm playing bad, I just rip a driver. It doesn't matter what's happening. I just feel like, oh, I'm just gonna hit a driver anyways. Bad move, don't do it. Trust me, do not do it. You need to really think. Even though you're like, oh, I'm falling down the leaderboard, don't change your strategy. Just don't do it, because you will end up worse than what you would have done, trust me. Just keep to your strategy of what you're gonna do throughout the whole round and just do it. Don't change it up. And the last thing in mental game is to focus on every shot. When I play good, I'm focused on every shot, not thinking about anything else except for that shot right in front of me, and I'm trying to get it in the hole. So I've already done the bad this year, and I've already done the good this year. And I'll tell you what, it feels a lot better to do the good. More than likely, everybody hits it the same, and it all comes down to short game and mental game. I have to go through all of this on the good side for this tournament. Scoring. We have to score, and that is playing a lot of golf. We gotta play a lot of golf, because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is getting that ball in the hole. So the practice you do is playing a lot of golf. You don't get too technical when you're leading up to the tournament, because if you do that, you're gonna rely on your technical abilities, but you have to feel it, and you gotta get that ball in the hole. Try to play at least 9 holes every day, hopefully 18 holes, just to get prep. We're back inside, and that's because it's another step that does not require being on the golf course. It is course management. This is how we are gonna get through this course. I've already looked it up online. There's a scorecard, and there was this guy who played on a YouTube video, which was actually pretty helpful. Playing the Weston Kierland in Scottsdale, Arizona. Par 72, playing 6,900 yards. However, there's an interesting thing. There's 5 par 5s. Now, for this tournament, they may turn a few of those into par 4s. I don't know yet. But USGA event, it would for sure would be par 4s, because they love just making par 5s into par 4s. We love to see it. Not really. 5 par 5s, 5 par 3s, and then 8 par 4s. So this is gonna come down to the par 5s and the par 3s. In my personal opinion, just looking at this, because the par 5s are not long at all. 532, 495, 517, 568, 531. That's not long at all. Would not surprise me at all if we play a few of them as par 4s, especially the one that's 495. The interesting thing is the par 3s. The par 3s are 188, 200, 171, 190, 219. So these are all long irons. I know that I need to practice right around in the 180 to 200 yards for my irons for these particular tee shots on the par 3s. I just need, on these par 5s, it looks like you just need to hit it in the fairway. Obviously there's desert. It is a resort style course. The guy I watched on YouTube, he's like, it's not a hard course. There's gonna be some low scores. I'm not gonna lie. There's gonna be some really low scores out on this course because of the shortness of this course. But it'll make for a lot of birdies and a lot of fireworks, because you never know what can happen with a lot of birdies. These par 5s are gonna be critical. You gotta at least play them at least 3 under, in my personal opinion. So with this course management, it's all about what we're gonna hit off the tee. It's gonna be a lot of drivers. We don't know the wind conditions. I know Arizona is usually around the 10 miles per hour. Par 3s, so I'm really practicing my long irons, specifically for these par 3s, 190 yards. So those are pretty steep, and for the shortest one to be 170 yards, that's pretty good, but the par 5s make up for it, for sure. And it is gonna be pretty hot. So this comes into the course management. The ball will fly a little bit further there than it will in Georgia, just because of the humidity levels are not as high. And it's also gonna be pretty hot. It's gonna be like 90 degrees when we play. These scores could get really interesting. I thought around 3 under would get in, but I'm thinking it may be a little bit lower than that now. Just looking at the course and really deep diving into it and just seeing, it's pretty open. It's a resort style course, which targets people who really want to come and have fun, and it's not like a tournament style. But personally, short courses tailor to me better instead of having to be a long knocker, and it just comes down to like my short games. That's a plus. That's a huge plus for this qualifier. Huge plus. The next biggest thing is the equipment. So I had my driver in the last tournament I played in. It was super windy, and more than likely in Arizona, it's gonna be pretty windy. And even in Georgia this week has been crazy windy because it's never like this, but maybe it's a big blessing because I'm not used to the wind like this, and in Arizona, it may be like this. So one of the biggest things I saw on my driver when playing in the wind was it was just getting just eaten up by the wind, and it was just taking it for a ride. The butter cut was not a butter cut, it was a butter OB. So, no joke, it was a butter out of bounds. So it's at standard 9 degree, but I think I'm gonna drop it down to at least 8.5 to 8 degrees. So I don't get it caught up in the wind. Hopefully there's no big carry distances, and I'm just gonna let this thing get on the ground really fast and just let it roll out. So this is the first thing that I'm gonna change my equipment, the PXG Gen 6. And along with, I just got these new irons. So these are the 0317 CBs. These just came out, no joke, I think last week. They kind of went with their older body style here on these, or the back of it, which, to be honest, were some of my favorite ones I ever hit. I may do a combo set with the ones I have right now, the Gen 6 Ps. Equipment is huge because we're trying to get this done in the least amount of strokes as possible. 8.5. Boop, boop, boop. All right, coming back last inside, and we're talking about the 5th step. This comes from preparation, doing your practice, and that is confidence. You gotta be confident in your game going into the tournament. If you have a little self-doubt in your confidence, you're not gonna play good, because it's all mental. It literally is all mental. You have to believe that you literally could win this qualifier. Or say you're in a tournament and you're like, I do believe I can win this tournament, because Tiger once said, he's like, I wouldn't even show up to a tournament if I didn't think I could win. Don't show up just to play. You gotta show up to show off, man. You gotta say, hey, look at this practice I put in. Look at this, I got confidence in my game that I can do it. So that's what I gotta show up with. Confidence, it's not a, cockiness, it's confidence and humility that you have to show up with. to really show up and show out. And ultimately, that comes to being the biggest sandbagger on the planet. I'm prepared. Hopefully you can take some of these steps and take it into your tournament. And as always, guys, bangers everywhere.
Hey, Bill,
let's go.
In the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told her